Check out this episode of The Dash. Now, The Dash is the point between your birth and your death, the part of the story where you affect other people's lives. Keep watching the whole way through. Hope you enjoy. Shout out to a random subscriber, Cornish Gamer. Thank you for watching and enjoy the show. Just imagine being born in 1942. You're in Silesia, which is now taken over by many different places, but you can basically call it Poland. Now, your family was not doing so well because the nation was not where it needed to be. Your father was making Christmas toys out of wood for the children, and he had some extra scraps left behind. Now, your sister really wanted to have a dog, but everyone knew that if you ended up with the dog, someone would eat it, because things were that bad. Now your father took these scraps of wood, pieced them together, and made her a rolling dog on wheels, so that way she could have it. Now you ended up with a little rabbit, and your brother ended up with an elephant on wheels too. 2 years later, you and your family get shipped on a rail car. Not your dad. He goes to war. So you get shipped on a rail car and you only move at night. What did you take with you? You now have a pot to pass around everyone in the rail car. That's it. You literally had a pot. And this is just for potty training, so yay you. Now just imagine the train only moves at night, because if someone ends up seeing a train moving, they might think it's cargo, and you might end up being the next target. Now the train finally stops in Bavaria, in a little town called Schwarzhausen. Now, you don't know anyone, you don't know anything. Now you're moved into a home that has 8 rooms in it for 8 families. Now each room is split up into 2 so that you can have a little bit of space with your brother, your sister, and your mother and yourself. Now you end up going to school, what seems to be normal. You go 6 days a week, and on Saturday you do have a half day. Your summers are free to you, so now you can do things if you want to, like pick hops and pick potatoes for some extra money. You so gratefully wanted to do something nice for your mom, so you and your brother decide to buy a mantle clock that sits nicely. You also decide you want a little extra money, so you find out when people are going to go bowling, and you set up the pins for them for extra money. Now, at night, you are the adventurous self, and you decide to sneak into the air vents into the brewery. This way you can sample the pot. Now, this whole time you never really got to know your sister, because she's 7 years older than you, and you might not realize it, but she's one of the parents for you. She helped raise you. She did everything for you that your mother was not able to do at the time, and she was your friend, but she was also a second mom. Just imagine that age 14, you move away from home. You're moving to the next town over, but you now have a master as your legal guardian. You chose bakery because you thought that the best way to get to food was to be in the kitchen. Now, this isn't really a bad thing, but if you speak badly to or about this master, they're yours, and you belong to them. Now, every day you would wake up at 4 in the morning so you could fire up the ovens, start preparing the dough. You would make your cake, your pastries, everything that the bakery needs. You would learn the craft, and you would learn every single aspect of it. Now, at age 17, you're expected to take a test on everything that you learned that you were doing well with your craft and that you were going to be a valuable citizen if you stayed in the craft. At age 17, you pass your test and you move in with your brother in the Alps in a town called Garmisch-Partenkirchen. And you live there for about a year. You get to know your brother again. And then your sister writes you a letter and says, "Why don't you move to America? You can start a life there." Thank you for watching this episode of The Dash. If you like it, click the like button. Always remember, let other people tell the story of your life. And if you want a good story, make it a good life. Have a nice day.